Yeah, so, but Gorgie, right now, we are in a very, very, very strange time.
Yes.
As you know, it's like it's something, it's a phenomenon that we've never, I
Yes.
think,
Correct.
been able to witness or dreamed or imagined us, actually having witnessed. I mean, this is not something, that
Yeah.
comes about like every day, every 10 years, 20 years. It's just, it's unheard of. So,
Yes.
it's a pandemic. There are a lot of people, I think, really struggling with this, with
Hmm.
this
Hmm.
idea, with this situation that we have going on here. And there's a lot of people facing a lot of anxiety right now.
Correct.
I do consider myself to be one of like the privileged ones where I'm safe, I'm indoors.
Yes.
That's, I think, a huge privilege right now.
Correct.
Um, but there are people out there who aren't. And, they're probably dealing with people who have caught the virus,
Yes.
who are, they're facing deaths in the family.
Yes.
They're struggling with job losses, all of these things. And, me sitting here right now, being indoors, there are days that I face anxiety, and that's for
Correct.
myself. In a
Yes.
very strange way, I shouldn't be even like going there because, I
Yeah.
I have what I need. But if someone
Yes.
like me can be facing anxiety,
Yes.
there are people who probably have much bigger issues, and I can only
Yeah.
imagine to what extent their anxiety must be. So is there
Correct.
is there any way I mean, is there any like tips that you can give us on how to control anxiety? Because this is actually something that I have dealt with, over some
Yes.
years. So, is there something that you can tell us about anxiety?
Yeah. Thank you for that very pertinent question that you brought up, Jacqueline. Uh, and firstly, right, like you rightly said, we are very grateful to have what we have. We are
Yeah.
sheltered. We have food to eat. Many of us still have some. Many in the world have financial stability. So we are grateful. There are people who don't have these things,
Yes.
and there are
Yeah.
people who are affected by the corona pandemic very badly as well. So of course,
Yeah.
our empathy and our support and our prayer is with them. We definitely need to be sensitive to their needs as well. Uh,
Yes.
at the same time, we also need to brace ourselves with the ability to deal with that anxiety. Anxiety is a part of life. We are human beings. As
Mm-hmm.
much as we try to remain positive, we get affected. I always
Mm-hmm.
say that to be negatively affected is normal. To stay negatively affected is abnormal. You know, we can't remain in that state. We go through that state. There's going to be ups and downs. So when we feel that, it's fine. We're human beings. But
Hmm.
to remain in that state is what creates a lot of mental instability and mental health issues, you know. So here's
Yeah.
what I usually try to tell people, that I feel life can also be put in the form of an equation, and life has two components to it. One is the constants, and the other is the variables. Constants are those things that we cannot change. You know, we have no control over. There are going to be certain things that we absolutely have no control over. They are completely beyond our scope. Like, for instance, the coronavirus. We have no control over the coronavirus. You know, we have no control over what's happening around us. So these are the constants, and we cannot change them. But then we also have the variables. And those variables are things that we can do. The more we focus on what we cannot do, we are depressed, we are anxious, we are negatively affected. And the more we focus on what we can do, our mind is filled with positivity, our mind is filled with confidence, our mind is filled with hope. So there is a great need to constantly keep moving our attention from constants to the variables. The more we are
Yeah.
constant focused, we're going to be negative. The more we are
Yeah.
variables focused, we're going to be positive. And what are the variables? I think the three variables I would point out to be remain positive during this pandemic. Number one is ourselves. We need to work on our own
Hmm.
selves, whether it's our physical fitness, whether it's our mental focus, whether it's our health, whether it's our connection to our own deeper self, whether it's unwinding, whether it's getting that sense
Yes.
of mental stability. We need to work on ourselves. That's a variable. Let's do it. We can't change anything outside. Let's change inside. Correct? The second variable, I think that's also very crucial that we need to work on is our relationships. At this point of time, we can connect to people whom we are very close to because it's with their support that we can handle anxiety. खुद से जब ये
Mm.
एंजाइटी संभलती नहीं है ना, तो जब सपोर्ट करने के लिए कोई होता है तो एक की जगह दो कंधे हो जाते हैं, you know. Instead of shouldering it my own with alone, I have someone else with whom I can shoulder that anxiety. So
Mm.
relationships is also very important and crucial because then